what, when, where, and why of Gilmore Girls. My name is Valerie. I worked on Gilmore Girls, share a lot of fun facts from behind the scenes, so please give me a follow if you love the show. And the first who, what, where, when, and why is up. We're simultaneously playing this first round with TikTok and YouTube. If you're over on TikTok, please pop into YouTube because we need to go for a walk. And if we can start by asking your who, what, where, when, and why. Go ahead and start to ask your who, what, where, when, and why. Can you guys hear me in the chat? Is it a who? It is not a who. It is not a who. It is not a who. Is it a what? Is it a where? Is it a when? Is it a why? If it's not a who, is it a where? It is not a where. It's not a who or a where. Is it a what? Or a when? Or a why? I am thinking of something or something. Taylor's coming over to YouTube. Awesome. Hello, Aaron Rennick. Aaron's my friend. We're playing a Gilmore Girl guessing game tonight, and then we're going to be going for a walk on YouTube. So go ahead, come over onto YouTube if you can see me. Hello, Enderpause. We're playing the who, what, where, when, and why of Gilmore Girls. It is not a who. It is not a where. It is not a when. Is it a what or why? Is it a what or why? What or why? Let me know in the comments what or why. And I'm simultaneously checking both YouTube and TikTok. So please put your comments in there and please ask as many questions. Is it a why? It is not a why. Is it a what? Someone has to ask if it's a what, because that's the game. You've got to ask. Is it a what? Just say it, and then I'll answer. I'm simultaneously on TikTok, but is it a what? Taylor, it's a what? Taylor, it is a what? Hillary, it is a what? Guys, pop over onto YouTube because we're going to go on this walk with Katie. We got the ball rolling over here. So it's a what? But when do we see this what? Do we see it all the time? Do we ever see it? Do we never see it? Do we only see it once? And where do we see this what? And whose what does it belong to? So these are questions you might want to ask. Is it no, it is an object. A what is an object? A line would refer to a why. A line would be a why. A where would be a place. And a when would be an event. But it is a what. Okay, we're going on to, we're signing off of TikTok. Bye-bye, TikTok. Bye-bye, TikTok. We are going out the door on YouTube. And we're going to be playing this game for about an hour, and I've got about 10 different things to guess. It is a what. Now, a what is usually an object. The question is, do we see this object? Hello, Trisha. Welcome. Is it able to be held in one's hands? I mean, yes, sort of. You can definitely touch it. It is physically touchable, but the question is, do we see it? That is still a question we do not know yet. We need to find that out. That is kind of an important question. Do we see this object? Now it's going to get really dark, but then it's going to lighten up in a second because we're going to flip the camera onto Katie. We're going to flip the camera onto Katie because this is a Katie walk. Is it a costume? It is not a costume. First, figure out if we see it. Do we see it? Do we not see it? It is not a costume, and it could also not be a lot of other things. But it is a thing. Do we see it? That's a good question, though. That'd be a question I'd want to know. Can we see it? I'm going to turn our Wi-Fi off. Oh, no, our Wi-Fi is off. Okay, good. Hola, Lalo. Do we see it? We do see it. Now, how often do we see it? Do we see it in one episode? In one spot? Or does it move? Do we see it every time we're in that specific place? Or is it in multiple places? We do see it. But how often do we see it? These are the kind of questions you might want to ask. And then we'll figure out where we see it. Is it in Luke's? It is in Luke's. Do we see it every time that we go into Luke's? Or is it only once that we see it? Do we see it indoors? We do see it indoors. Okay. Do we see it in multiple locations in Connecticut? No. We only see it in one location. Is it in every scene at Luke's? It is in every scene at Luke's. Is it a sign? It is not a sign. It is not a sign. We see it every time we see Luke's, though. So it's something inside Luke's that we see. What are things inside Luke's that we see? Maybe ask, is it a cup? It is not a cup. Maybe figure out how big it is. You can touch it, because it is in Luke's. Is it a wall of mugs? No. Is it on the counter? It is on the counter. Okay, so we are narrowed it down to the counter of Luke's Diner. It is seen in every episode that we see the counter in Luke's Diner. What is it? What was on the counter? Is it the no ring bell? Is it the ring bell? No. Does it hold food? No, it does not hold food. Those are really good questions. Those are very, very good questions. Does not hold food. Is it the cash register? Ding, 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 ding. Ka-ching, ka-ching. It is the cash register. Good job. Good job, Hillary, and good guess, everyone else. Good guess. Okay, everyone put a 1 in the chat. Let's get on to the next question. As soon as you see the ones in the chat, start asking your who, what, where, when, and why of Gilmore Girls. That was a very good, very lovely, educated guess. I like that. Okay. The who, what, where, when, and why of Gilmore Girls. Is it a who? It is not a who. It is not a who. Is it a what? Is it a where? Is it a when? Is it a why? Is it a what, a where, a when, or a why? A what, a where, a when. Is it a what? No, it is not a what. Is it a where? Is it a when? Is it a why? Whys are references or lines. Whens are events. Is it a when? It is a when. It is a when. Now we need to just figure out when this when is and where this when is and who is at the when and what is going on at the when. What's happening at the when? The whens can be anything that happens, a storyline, a plot line, an event that's going on, that's like something that's happening. Okay, so you need to figure out where is the when. Is it in Stars Hollow? No, it is not in Stars Hollow. Is it before season 4? No, it is not before season 4. Is it in Yale? It is not in Yale. On this rare occasion, I want you to ask the typical places versus cities. Is it at Chilton? No, it is not at Chilton. It's not at Yale. It's not at Stars Hollow. Does it take place during a year in the life? No, it does not. But that is a good question. So it's sometime between season 5 and 7. And it is not at Yale, Chilton, or Stars Hollow. So try to figure out where. where it is. Is it at the Gilmore Mansion? It is not at the Gilmore Mansion. Hello, Kevin. Welcome. And I just want to say a good thank you to all the people who are in this chat that have hit that thumbs up button. If you are just watching after the fact, please make sure to hit it. Is it between 5 and 7? It is between 5 and 7, y'all. Now I'm technically trying to remember exactly what season, but it's between 5 and 7. You know what? I think what's going to help us in this is figuring out the who is part of this scene, and the where is the where and the when is going to be hard, but the who is part of the scene. So it's a scene, so you might want to throw some actors' names in there. Characters' names, and start asking scenes that take place outside of Chilton, outside of Yale, outside of the Gilmore Mansion, outside of Stars Hollow. It does involve Rory. Now, find out if it involves any other characters that we see all the time. Is it when a confrontation at night? Is there a confrontation at night? I don't know how to answer that. There might be somewhat, but it's not. I don't think it's what you think it is. So I'm thinking specifically of a specific moment, and you have to figure out the when of the moment. So Rory is involved. Is anyone else involved? Who else would be involved in this scene? Who else would be in this scene? Throw some names in of people that appear somewhere outside of Chilton, outside of Yale, outside of the Gilmore Mansion, outside of Stars Hollow. Does it involve Christopher? No, it does not. It is not in A Year in the Life. It is in the original series, sometime between 5 and 7. Who else would be in the scene? Does it involve Logan? Technically, Logan is not in this exact moment, but Logan was in the same location. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Logan was near, but not at this moment. Because this is a specific moment, but you might want to ask the question a different way. Who else and where else could he have been? And who else, maybe eliminate other characters. I know. Eliminate other characters that could be Jess talking. No, it was not Jess talking to Rory. Jess was not in the scene at all. So think of a location that Logan and Rory were at, but Rory was by herself with other people at another part of the scene. Does it involve Lorelai? No, it does not. We do not see Lorelai, but we do see other people. Who else would we have seen in the scene? And how would we have seen them? What is it? A party? Not yet. They're not at a party, but they're not at a party. There's no party, but you might want to figure out who else is in the scene. Try to concentrate on who else is the scene and how and why we would be, why Logan would somewhat be involved but not involved. What kind of event, moment within a storyline, within a script, a moment would involve Rory. Is it Lorelai is not involved at all. Lorelai is not in it at all. And the place that they're at, Logan was there, but the moment we are looking for does not involve Logan being there. Logan was not there at this moment. But what are they doing? What are they, and how many people are in the scene? That might be a question. Who else is in the scene besides Rory? Put a number out there. How many other people are in the scene besides Rory? Ask me, is it more than or less than a specific number? Is Finn involved? Nope. No Finn. But you should ask me how many people are involved. Try to figure out how many people are in the scene. That might help. Are there more than 3 people in the scene? Okay. So there's Rory, and there are more than 3 people in the scene besides Rory. So you got Rory and more than 3 people. So let's find out how, is there less than a certain number of people in the scene? And narrow down how many people are in the scene with Rory. Narrow down how many people are in the scene with Rory. So just throw a number out there. Is it less than a certain number? Give me a number. And keep doing that. Is it less than 5 people? Including Rory, there are 5 people. So there are 4 total people. There are 5 total people in the scene. We've got Rory and then 4 other people. You may not know the names of all of them, but you will at least know one name. You will know at least one person's name. And then ultimately, no, we're not in Stars Hollow. We're somewhere outside Stars Hollow. We're somewhere outside. We're not at Yale. We're not at Chilton. There is no one named Kim. At least I don't think so. That wouldn't be the person that I would be thinking of. Okay, guys, can you hear me still? Is there still 3 people in the chat? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Let me know that we still have good reception. Okay. Does this have anything to do with DAR? No. No DAR. Okay, now I did mention that this had something to do, that Logan was involved, but also not at this moment in time. We do not see Logan at this moment in time. The moment I'm trying to get you to does not have Logan in it. So Rory and Logan, but no Logan, and 4 other people. Who would the 4 other people be? What are they doing? Was it in jail? No. Finn was not there. They were not in jail. But it's a good idea to ask, were they inside or outside? Ask if it was inside or outside. That's all right. Just ask if it was inside or outside. Were they inside? They were inside. Were they outside? No, they were not outside. They were inside. So they're inside a location. Now, for the vagueness of not knowing exactly, because I do not know exactly where they were, what city they were in, I'm just going to say they were either in New Haven or they were in Hartford. I'm not exactly sure. More than likely, I'm going to say they're in Hartford, not New Haven, meaning they're probably closer to the Gilmore Mansion. But they're not anywhere near the Gilmore Mansion. It's not related to the Gilmore Mansion. It's not related to Yale. It's not related to, but who or where? Are they related to anyone? Is this character related to anyone? Maybe just ask, is the character that you don't know who it is, or any of the 3 characters, or any of the 4 characters that we don't know, are they related to anyone? Are they a Huntsberger? They are Huntsberger. One of them is a Huntsberger. Okay, so we have a Huntsberger inside with Rory, no Logan. Now I'm looking for a specific moment with a Huntsberger. And they have other people with them. Is it Honor's wedding? It is at Honor's wedding, but what's going on? Obviously, we do not see the wedding. This event is something we see, but we do not. So what is going on during that scene? A time where Logan is not in the room. Was the dad there? No. So it's Honor. What was going on when we saw Honor's wedding? The bridal gathering, when they talked about hooking up with Logan. Okay, so it was, what I'm looking for is a very specific moment involving a prop. I'm sorry. You're really close, Hillary. I mean, I could just give it to you because I know this one is very painful. And it could also very well, I'm looking for something that they were doing besides talking gossip. Something that they did inside the bridal suite besides gossip. After you watch the 3 seasons. That's okay. So it's something that happens inside the bridal suite. So think about all the things that happen in there Otherwise, I'll just give it to you. I'll give it to you if you give up. Okay, you know what? I'm going to give it to you. It is the toast. There's a toast with champagne that happens in the bridal suite. And it could very well happen at the same time they were talking about all the people that he had hooked up with. So I'm going to give it to you. You got it. Ding, ding, ding. That was it. You guys got it. Okay, everyone put one in the chat. Hopefully this next one won't be as hard. Hopefully the next one won't be as hard. Let's see. Okay. Okie doke, start asking your questions to the who, what, where, when, and why of Gilmore Girls. Start with asking your questions. The who, what, why, where, and when of Gilmore Girls. Is it a who? Start by asking if it's a who versus asking if it's something else, because you might get confused. Start with the more broad terms. Is it a who? It is a who. It is not a why. It is a who. Now ask more specific things to whos. Whos can be people, animals, characters we see, characters we don't see. So it is a who. Is it a why? No, it is not a why. It is a who. Is it an organization? No. Is it a person? No, it is not a person. It is not an organization. So if it's not a person, but it's still a who, what could that mean? But you're going to need to know the where and the why to be able to guess this one. Is it a person? No. Is it a family? No. Is it an animal? It is an animal. What kind of animal? Figure out what kind of animal it is. But specifically, you're going to need to figure out the where. A frat? I don't know what a frat. It's not a frat. Is it a dog? No, it is not a dog. Come on, Katie. We gotta go before the coyotes come. It is not a dog. Apparently. Is it a horse? No. And it is not a cat. The other thing is you might want to ask, do we see it? Is it a cat? Nope, it is not a cat. It's not a horse, a cat, a dog. It is not a pig. It is not a horse, a dog, a cat, a pig, or a frat. I think that means like fraternity. No, it's not an organization. But I like where you're thinking with that. Is it a hamster? No, it's not a hamster. You can also ask, is it someone's pet? That might help. Is it someone's pet? That's a good one to ask. Like if I were playing the game, I'd want to know, was it someone's pet? And is it connected to someone? Who is it connected to? Is it a pet? No, it's not a pet. But is it connected to a specific character? And do we see it? But you also still need to kind of guess what kind of animal it is. That would be a good thing to ask. So it's not a pet. It is not a pet. Okay, so if it's not, you might want to ask, is it a mammal? Do we see it? I think do see it, but I think we also don't see it. I think we both see it and don't see it. The specific moment that makes this thing something, we don't see it in relation to that. And it's possible we might see it at a different time. I feel like we might have seen it. I think we did see it, but not in the moment. Okay, try to figure out what the animal is. Maybe ask how many legs it has. It is alive. Is it a bird? Yes, it is a bird. What kind of bird is it? What color is the bird? It is a bird. Lalo, you're doing good. It's a bird. And it is very much alive. The bird is alive. Is it an owl? No. It is not an owl. Did we see a barn owl in the show? I don't remember seeing an owl in the show. What other birds did we see on Gilmore Girls? Maybe figure out how big it is or small it is. Is it a big bird or a small bird? And who is it connected to? Is it a turkey? No, it's not, but that's a good thing, except for the turkeys we saw on the show were all not alive and they were food. That would be a what? But yeah, that would be a good one for a future episode. Okay, so it's a bird that's very much alive. But what color is this bird? That might help you if you figure out what color the bird is. What color is this bird? Is Lalo all by himself playing? Lalo, throw a color out there. You don't even remember a bird scene? You remember a bird scene. Like I said, we don't necessarily see it in the moment that I'm trying to get to, but I think we do see it at another time. Is it red? It is not red. Is it a parrot? No, it is not a parrot. It's not a parrot or a turkey or an owl. But I promise you, this bird is seen at least once. But the scene that will identify the bird is not. The scene that it is attached to is not something we see. This actually technically should have been a storyline. So a storyline, because we don't really see it. But it is a bird. It is a bird that is kind of important. I think technically called a bungie. Small green bird is not green. Figure out what color. So it's not green. It's not red. It's not a turkey. What other colors or non-colors? Absence of color. And how big is it? Is it yellow? No, it is not yellow. What other colors? So let's go through the rainbow of colors. There's pink, there's red, it's not red. There's orange, it's not yellow. It's not green, it's not blue, it's not purple. What other colors am I missing? Is it black? No, it's not black. Is it a crow? No, it's not a crow. Or a raven. It's not a raven. That would have been good. The dead raven, but that would have been not alive. No raven. It is quite the opposite color of a raven. Is it swan? It is a swan. Okay. It is a swan. I think we're getting really close. We're going to solve this in one guess, aren't we? It's a storyline with a swan involving another character. Hillary, you have this. You know you got it. No, not from the wedding. It's not from the wedding. You're close. It's a swan. There is a character. We do not see what happens, but then we see the swan. About to say a pelican, not a pelican. Oh my God. Okay, think of a character that interacts with a swan in a negative way. Something that happens with the swan. Think of a character. Jess with the swan. What happens with Jess and the swan? He gets beaked. That's the swan. Okay, you got it. Ding, ding, ding. Put a 1 in the chat for Hillary. Put a 1 in the chat. He gets a black eye from the swan. Everyone, put a 1 in the chat. Let me know that you heard this. And we'll do our next one. Start to ask your questions. The who, what, where, when, and why of Gilmore Girls. Oh my God, I wrote something down and I can't even read it. Oh my God, I literally don't know what I wrote. Oh, got it. I know what I wrote. Okay. Okay, I know what I wrote. Okay. Is it a who? Is it a what? Is it a where? Is it a when? Is it a why? Who? Person, place, a person, a character. Is it a what? Is it an object? Something you touch, something you see, something you don't see. Is it a where? Is it a who? No, it is not a who. Is it a what? Is it a where? Is it a when? Is it a why? It is not a who. Is it a what? Nope, it is not a what. Is it a where? Is it a when? Is it a why? Is it a when? It is a when. Good job, Lalo. It is a when. Now we need to think about the when, and whens usually happen at a certain time. So we have to think about something that happens. Let's narrow down when the when happens, and also where the when happens. It is a when, but when does this when happen? What episode or episodes does this when happen? Is it during lunch? It is during lunch. No, it is absolutely not during lunch. You might want to figure out what episode the when takes place. Is it one episode or multiple episodes that we see the when? What season? When do we see this when? Mhm. Can you guys hear me all right? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, okay? All I know is we've stopped talking. Is it a birthday? It is not a birthday. Try to figure out what episode, what season. It'll help you out. Is it in Stars Hollow? No, it is not in Stars Hollow. It is not in Stars Hollow. Figure out if it's inside or outside. And if it is inside, what, or if it's outside, where? Is it at the Gilmore Mansion? No, it is not at the Gilmore Mansion. Is it in a business? Is it in a house? Is it in a structure? Is it outside a structure? Is it anywhere between 1 and 3? No, it is not. It's not between 1 or 3. Good question. Lalo, you try to figure out when it takes place. Hillary, you try to figure out where this when takes place. So it's not in Stars Hollow. It's not at the Gilmore Mansion. Maybe ask if it's inside or outside or in a specific kind of structure. Work together. I think you guys can do it. Katie's like, I gotta go this way. And I'm like, no. She's so strong. She's such a strong dog. Okay, so just ask random questions. Try to figure out what episode. Is it during a dinner party? No, it is not during a dinner party. Try to figure out what episode. What season? Is it at a home? It is at a home. What room is it at the home? You might want to find out what room is it. Is this when taking place at a home? And then try to figure out when. What season? Is it a house? Is it at a house party? No, it is not at a house party. Try to figure out where. Also try to figure out who. Figure out who, where, and when. Like episode-wise. Does it involve Lorelai? It does involve Lorelai, and so when I say and, it means it involves someone else as well. Lorelai and is there a small garage? No. It is inside a house. But where inside a house? Tell me all the different places that could be in a house. Is it the living room, the dining room, the kitchen, the bedroom, the bathroom, the closet, the hallway? Think about places inside a house. Think of other characters that it could involve. You can narrow down the character by asking, is it a man or a woman? Is the person old? Does it involve Luke? No, it does not. You guys need to work together to figure this one out. It's a little bit more complicated, this one. But you still need to figure out when. The when is going to be very important, and the where. Does it involve Emily? It does not. No, it doesn't. Maybe ask if the other person is man or woman. Boy or girl, but female or male. instead of trying to like figure it out, try to get all the clues first. Does it involve Christopher? Yes, it does involve Christopher. So we're looking at something that happens inside a house that is not in Stars Hollow, that is not in the Gilmore Mansion, that involves Christopher. And we know that it is not in the first 3 seasons. Now Christopher, he's around. He's around every season but 4. We figured that out the other day. So Christopher's in every season but 4. So it'll either happen in season 5, 6, or 7, or even in A Year in the Life. So you might want to figure out, but we don't see him in a house in A Year in the Life. So that narrows it down. What room in the house? Ask those questions and try to figure out what the main thing we're trying to figure out is what is going on and when this event. What is this event? So have we figured it out yet? Have we figured out the where they are? They're in a house. But what kind of house? Like what room of the house are they in? Lorelai and Christopher in a house. But what room are they in? And what episode? Nope, it is not in Stars Hollow. It is not in Stars Hollow. What room of the house is it? Christopher and Lorelai are in a house. But what room of the house are they in? Is it in a bedroom? It is in a bedroom. Lorelai and Christopher in a bedroom. So what is the event with Lorelai and Christopher in the bedroom? Katie. When Lorelai and Christopher sleep together, ding, 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 ding. Hillary, you got it. Ding, 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 Hillary. Give yourself a pat on the back. Everyone put a 1 in the chat and let me know what your next one is. We're going to do one more before we get home. Okay. Are you ready? The who, what, where, when, and why of Gilmore Girls. The who, what, where, when, and why of Gilmore Girls. That one took a while. It's hard. It's hard to play this game when there's only 2 people playing. So you guys are doing excellent. Work together. Figure out all the things. Narrow it down. Is it a who? It is not a who. Is it a what? Is it a where? Is it a when? Is it a why? Is it a what? It is a what. It is both a what and something else. It's a what and something else. Katie's like, I must attack myself. Katie, that is you. Girl, that's you. That's you. You can't. Why do you think they're attacking you? Because it's you. Is it a when? It is not a when. Well, is it a when? It is a when. It's a when and a what at the same time. It's a when and a what. So technically I'm looking for one thing, but the when will help you out. She's going to see herself. Does she see herself? I don't know. She only cares about that other thing. So it is a what. Let's just concentrate on the what. And of this one. This is what we're going to do. We're going to get back in. And we are going to join forces with TikTok to see if TikTok can help us out with the rest of this list. Because boy, is this a hard one to play when you're by yourself. When there's only a couple people playing. It's not, is it an object? It is an object. It is an object. And the object, why I say is it's a when is the object involves a storyline. There's a storyline with the object. Is it a gift? It is not a gift. Okay. Try to figure out the characters. Try to figure out where this object, I'm going to take the object to a very specific place. It is not a gift. Is it at the Gilmore Mansion? No, it is not. It is not at the Gilmore Mansion. Katie's like, what you can't see is, Katie, you're freaking me out the way you're pulling. Is it at Lorelei's? Is it at Lorelei's? I'm going to say it's at Lorelei's, but it is, you have to ask if it's inside or outside. Is it inside or is it outside? Hurry up, Katie. Is it inside? No, it is not inside. It is not inside. So therefore, if it is not inside, that must mean it is outside Lorelei's house with an object. An object outside Lorelei's house with, I did say there was a storyline with this object. There's a storyline with the object. Okay. So what would be an object outside Lorelei's house with a storyline? She's not holding her keys. It's not about her holding keys. It's not where she hides her keys, no. Need some water. I am all sorts of dehydration. Is it in plants? Nope. It is not in plants. Is it an ice rink? No, but that's a good one to do. It is not an ice rink. Okay. We're going to call reinforcements in with with TikTok, is it a small pond? No. Maybe ask, it is an object. Is there ever a small pond at Lorelei's house? No, I don't remember a small pond outside Lorelei's house. This will be the last one we do. Okay, but I don't want to have music playing. Sorry about that. Sorry, I had to like ixnay the music. Hey, come here, Katie. Okay, we've got TikTok coming back. TikTok is here. Okay, we are playing a who, what, where, when, and why of Gilmore Girls. This is where we're at. We're looking for an object that is also a when, meaning it is also associated with a moment in time that happens. So we need to figure out when the moment is, when something happens. And also, we've got the where. It's exterior Lorelei's house. This object is outside Lorelei's house. That's all we know. Can we figure it out? This is the last who, what, where, when, and why we're playing. Oh, no one's in here right now. They probably don't know. Hillary, are you still playing? Hello and welcome, everyone. We're playing a Gilmore Girls guessing game called Who, What, Where, When, and Why. I am both live on YouTube and TikTok simultaneously. We are playing the who, what, where, when, and why. Is it snow? It is not snow. It is an object outside Lorelei's house. It is involved in a storyline. There's a storyline to this object. Maybe find out when. Do we see it in more than one episode? Because snow would have been a very specific one in multiple episodes. Is it in every episode? Or is it only in episodes that we see a very specific thing? Hello and welcome. We're playing a who, what, where, when, and why of Gilmore Girls. So far we know this. It is a what and a when simultaneously. We're looking for the object. And this object is part of a storyline. And this object is part of a storyline, and it is outside Lorelei's house. That's all we know. An object outside Lorelei's house. We don't know how big it is. We don't know how small it is. We don't know if we can touch it. Do we see it? Is it the hoopah? No. Find out how big and small this object is. How heavy it is. Figure out all these things, and you will get to the answer that you desire. The answer to this question will happen with that information. Hello, Ashlyn. Oh, it's bright now. Oh my God, it's so bright. The who, what, where, when, and why of Gilmore Girls. It is not the hoopah. It's not a small pond. It is not snow. It is not plants. It is not keys. We're looking for help with this game we are playing. This is the last one we're playing tonight. Do you give up, Hillary? I'm ready to give up. But it is something. It is something. Playing who, what, where, when, and why of Gilmore. I should have given up when we got the last one. Hillary's probably like, yeah, let's give up. I'm ready to give up. Are you ready to give up, Hillary? You're lost. Okay. I'm going to tell you what questions to ask. Is it in season 1? Is it in season 2? Is it in season 3? Is it in season 4? Is it in season 5? Ask those questions. And then over here on TikTok, ask these questions. How heavy is it? Is it lighter than... Oh, hello, Katie. Is it lighter than a ball? Is it heavier than how heavy is what? Exactly. We were trying to figure out what is. So give me an object and say, is it heavier than this? Is it heavier than a ball? Because the show melts together in one giant storyline too. This would actually be important for the storyline. Okay, then give instead of do like, is it Chilton years? Is it Yale years? Does it do it like that? Is it heavier than a gallon of milk? No, it is not. It is not heavier than a gallon of milk. Let's talk about the seasons. We're looking for an object that is outside Lorelei's house. Try to narrow down exactly how heavy it is. We know it is less. It is not as heavy as a gallon of milk. And that's pretty heavy. So maybe pick something that's lighter and then see if is it heavier than that or lighter than that. Ask if it's lighter than another object. Get it, Katie. Katie's playing with the ball on the floor. Okay. We are going to get this soon. Michelin, you're going to help. Andrea, I don't know. Whoever's in here. Help us with this. We'll get it. Did you give up? Does everyone give up? Hello, D. We're playing the who, what, where, when, and why of Gilmore Girls so far. This is what we know about the what. It is a what. Okay, so don't give up yet. Try to figure out when this occurs. Hillary says the seasons melt together, so it's hard for her to determine. But I think that this specific thing will help you if you figure out the when. Does it take place in the Chilton years or the Yale years? Is it like, so then is it anywhere between season 1 and season 3? Or is it season 4 and beyond? Is it something someone broke? No one broke it. How heavy is this object? The object is lighter than a gallon of milk. But how much lighter than a gallon of milk is it? Ask as many questions as you want. But you have to ask the questions first. They don't want to give up over there. You can give up. It's fine. Oh my God, Katie's like playing like a crazy girl. Don't try to figure out what's going on. Try to figure out what the object is. It is not an animal. It is a what? Is it heavier than an orange? No, it is not heavier than an orange. It is lighter than an orange. Figure out how much lighter than an orange it is. Figure out how much lighter, and then, oh my God, Katie, maybe figure out what it looks like. Is it food? It is not food. That's a good question. Is it heavier than a leaf? Slightly. Usually I say yes or no, but I'm going to give it a slightly heavier than a leaf. It is slightly heavier than a leaf. But that also indicates it is not a leaf, because if it were slightly, it would be as heavy. It is heavier slightly. Is it from a store? It is not from a store. But I like what you're thinking. It's not snow. Hillary asked if it was snow. It's not snow. Snow would be lighter than a leaf. It did come from somewhere, but it is at Lorelei's house. It is at Lorelei's house. Outside, is it heavier than a feather? It is heavier than a feather. It is heavier than a feather. What are things that are heavier than a feather? We're playing a Gilmore Girl guessing game called the Who, What, Why, When, and Where of Gilmore Girls. We're starting with the why. It is a what. It is a what. It is outside Lorelei's house. You have not asked how many seasons we see it in. How many episodes do we see this object in? You might want to ask that. Is it heavier than a flower? It is heavier than a flower. Think of something that it is just slightly heavier. Is it the frisbee on the roof? Try not to be so specific. We're not quite there yet. Figure out what episode it occurs in. Maybe you could figure out what size it is. It's lightweight. That's okay. Just, I don't want you to be guessing. It is not a frog. It is something that is outside Lorelei's house. Is it a circle? It is not a circular. And is it pre-Yale? It is pre-Yale. But how pre-Yale is it? Is it in her garage? No, it is outside. It is outside. Is it on her door? No, it is not on her door. It is outside. Is it something someone brings to her? Yes. But who is the her that is it being brought to? It is at Lorelai's house, but who is the her that it is being brought to? Is it Lorelai's? Is it being brought to Lorelai? Is it being brought to someone else? Babette? No. No. Is it something you can wear? No, you cannot wear this. Someone, is it a bracelet? It is not a bracelet, but that's a good thing. But it is only outside Lorelai's house. At least I think it's only outside Lorelai's house. The moment, I'm looking more for a moment as well as a what. Do we have it figured out yet? Is it the bulbs? It is not bulbs. It is not bulbs. Luke does not bring anything to Lorelai. It's not something Luke brings to Lorelai. Paulinka not going downstairs. Nope, it is not Paulinka. Paulinka would be a who and a when. That would have been a who and a when. Can you hold it in your hands? Yes. Yeah. Maybe figure out exactly what episode. That'll help you out. Well, maybe not exactly what episode, because I don't remember exactly what episode it was. Someone brings it to someone at her house and it stays there. Yes. Something is being brought. At least I think that's how that works. Yeah. It's not the hoopah. It's lighter than a orange. Can you read it? Yes, you can read it. You can read it. Hillary has given up over on I'm playing a game. Oh, geez, Katie. Katie, you okay? You fell on yourself. Is it a flag? No. Vitasha. Ding, 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 ding. Vitasha gets it with the college acceptance letters. Ding, 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 ding. Everyone put a 1 in the chat. Thank God we can end this now. We can end it. Okay, everyone over on YouTube, that's it for tonight. For those of you who are not following me over on YouTube, please go ahead and give me a follow. I started playing this game over on YouTube. You can go play it with us after it posts. We did one last night that if you didn't get to... Technically, I wanted it to be the mailbox initially, but then I was like, no, it's the letter. Follow me here, follow me there. My name is Valerie. I worked on Gilmore Girls. We started playing a who, what, where, when, and why of Gilmore Girls over on YouTube whenever I take the dog for a walk. And it reposts there, which is nice because I'm trying to get more hours. Have you watched the Call Her Daddy? No, I have not. So we are playing that game over, and we're going to end the YouTube live. But you guys can watch the YouTube at another time. I'm trying to get more watched hours on YouTube, so please hit this playlist and have it just play in the background while you're just doing other stuff. Helps me out. Anyways, good night, YouTube. Everyone come over to TikTok, and we'll see you later. Bye. Yes, we want to stop that there. Hello, bye-bye.